It's the ultimate sensation on the human body.
And today, we're pitting together two of the fastest characters out there.
With these two, speed is far more than simply moving fast. Wally West, the fastest Flash from DC Comics.
And Sonic from Archie Comics, the most supersonic Sonic of all the Sonics. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. The year was 1985, and the multiverse was in crisis. Infinite Earths were on the brink of total annihilation.
But one man could save the day by running really, really, really fast. The Flash.
To save everything and everyone, Barry Allen sacrificed his life.
But the Flash wasn't all gone. Barry had a sidekick. You might say a protege. Wally West.
Despite the impressive amount of coincidences Barry needed to gain his speed, many others have possessed the powers of the Scarlet Speedster. But for Wally, his own coincidence is unparalleled.
Let's see. President of the Flash fan club, nephew to Flash's girlfriend who introduced him, visited while Flash had a chemical lab set up exactly like it was when he got his powers. Then, just like Barry, Wally got struck by lightning that knocked him into the chemicals and boom, Flash powers. I would say this kid was super lucky, but he did get struck by lightning.
The true reason? Because Speed Force, a dimension of infinite kinetic energy which all Flashes draw their power from.
And the DC writer's favorite scapegoat for retcons.
With his newfound ability, Wally joined Barry's crime-fighting heroics as Kid Flash. Strong of head and light of heart, he was more than a sidekick. He was a surrogate son.
So when Barry went poof, naturally Wally stepped up to be the next Crimson Comet himself.
As the Flash... Stop doing that. Wally obviously possesses incredible speed, easily surpassing that of light. He can run non-stop for multiple days.
Forget running. This guy looks at reality and spits in its face before giving it a swirly.
Wally can manipulate each and every one of his molecules to, for instance, survive the inside of a black hole. Barry even once regenerated from a cloud of gas.
I bet he never has any trouble with NARBs.
NARBs?
No apparent reason, boners? They're devious. Always popping up where you least expect them.
Wally can create tornadoes, toss lightning, and heal from deadly blows. These techniques are rooted in scientific theory and often require a mathematical mindset. For example, by vibrating his body at very precise frequencies, he can turn invisible, phase through objects, tear things apart while phasing through them, and even enter fourth-dimensional space.
So you're saying he'd never be able to do any of this if he was dumb?
Well, that's exactly what I decided to find out when I laced your beer with cosmic kinetic energy. It'll kick in later. With a touch, Wally can steal another's speed and use it for himself. Specifically, he can take a person's kinetic energy, instantly stopping them in their tracks or even freezing them for centuries, even from those who are not linked to the Speed Force like Superman.
And his infinite mass punch can knock you across the whole planet.
Applying the laws of relativity, as Wally's fist approaches light speed, its mass technically grows to an infinite degree, striking with kinetic energy equivalent to a white dwarf star, or about 2.6 octillion tons of force. In fact, increasing the vibrational speed even further could break the universe.
The biggest nuke ever tested was 50 megatons. One punch from Wally is like 40 million of those.
Even more wild, Wally can change his vibration frequencies to affect alien energies that do not exist in his own reality.
It's how he helped take out these aliens called quantum mechanics.
Beings far beyond any physical dimension and immune to ordinary physics.
So, like a prism, Wally changed Superman's heat vision into super space magic to blast them all.
All this is absolutely insane to contemplate, but it is important to remember that Wally is somehow still human.
And a huge dork, but a fun one, not like Wiz over here. I mean, he got married and has kids, so...
Boomstick, I'm married.
What?
To my work. And Wally's family became sort of a cosmic lightning rod rooting him to reality when he time travels. Right? Boomstick, he can time travel. Isn't that fascinating?
I feel like you're trying to give me the runaround. Speaking of which, that's how he time travels. By running.
Should Wally become unmoored, he can outrun the Speed Force itself, even running to the end of reality where the concept of death no longer exists.
One time, he beat these gambler gods in a race across the universe, and they could teleport.
To win, Wally achieved trans-time velocity in less than 1 unit of Planck time, which is so infinitesimal, it is the absolute edge of measurable time itself. He was so fast, reality does not have any means to calculate or even comprehend his speed.
That's crazy. But for some reason, Wally still felt unworthy of the Flash mantle. Come on, man. Look at everything you can do.
Until one day, Barry returned.
Because Speed Force.
To determine the fastest Flash of all, Wally and Barry raced each other. This simple contest nearly tore apart the entire multiverse.
But our kid Flash finally let it all out and won.
Even with those unimaginable feats, Wally's greatest challenge was proving his worth to himself.
He's not just another Flash. He's the fastest being in the multiverse.
Dude, as soon as you finish your drink, turn yourself in. Got me again, Flash.
Many years from now, Earth will be no more.
Yep, because these hentai aliens are gonna drop a bomb that kills everyone and transforms all the animals into furries.
Welcome to Mobius, homeworld of Sonic Maurice Hedgehog, leader of a guerrilla anthropomorphic freedom-fighting group at war with the cybernetic empire of Ivo Robotnik, aka Dr. Eggman.
So, yeah, comic book Sonic is a little different from the video games. While leading his Care Bear Viet Cong in the fight against obesity and male pattern baldness, Sonic became a super skilled fighter. And he wasn't doing it for nothing. Robotnik had turned his entire family into robot slaves. What a dick.
Sonic is fast as always, but in this timeline, fast takes on new meaning. He's quick enough to create tornadoes, cause after images, turn invisible, phase through objects, and boost past light speed in the blink of an eye. He can dodge lightning and even move in between the raindrops of a downpour.
Look at this. He grabbed water and threw it like a baseball in less than .0000. A lot of zeros in a millisecond. He can run around the entire cosmic interstate in less than a day, and that's a highway that cuts through the multiverse. How does he get that fast on an all-chili dog diet? I mean, they give me the runs, but not that way.
He could reverse a black hole generator with his momentum alone, which then imploded, somehow sending him 849,000 light years away. Sonic's speed is so impressive that he can even move through stopped time. Let me repeat that. Time was frozen and he could still move. There is no earthly method of measuring such impossibility. In the words of the comic itself, Sonic's speed is incalculable.
I know the Archie Sonic comics can get weird, like really weird, but that's just crazy.
You call it crazy, I call it chaos.
Just like my conception, I'm told.
No, I mean chaos as in the chaos force, an extra-dimensional field of infinite and omnipotent energy. This chaos takes physical form on Mobius in the shape of magical power rings and perfectly hewn emeralds.
And Sonic loves collecting those rings. By the time he'd scooped up 1 billion of them, the gods were so impressed they put him in a book of world records and gave him a permanent force field that makes him way tougher than anybody else.
Along with shielding his spirit and mind. But that's not all. By gathering a large amount of chaos energy, he can transform into the almighty golden Supersonic.
Eat your heart out, Akira Toriyama.
Supersonic possesses incredible power. He can use chaos energy for defensive barriers and beams capable of shattering moons.
Somehow, he's even faster than before, and he's totally invincible. Like when he fought the demigod and possible power drink, Enerjack. This guy could rip people apart molecule by molecule. But no dice with Supersonic.
Like the video games, Sonic's superforms have a time limit, and now this limit can even be cut short through overuse of power. However, he battled Enerjack from day into night, so it must be able to naturally last much longer than the games, potentially over an hour.
But that's not even his final form. If he's got something as good as a Super Emerald around, he can go Ultra.
Ultra Sonic appears to possess all of Supersonic's abilities and then some. Specifically, he can tap into the raw magic of chaos.
Yeah, there's a bunch of wizards running around Archie Sonic Land, like this mammoth mogul guy. Turns out they're all using the same chaos force.
Ultrasonic can manipulate matter at an atomic level, changing its fundamental makeup.
Turning air to water, moving rocks around, opening portals across space-time, that kind of stuff. But while he's never changed other living beings before, it's not totally out of the question, right? right, dummy?
You're correct, Boomstick. Although Ultrasonic is not as proficient, this ugly monster wizard uses the same chaos magic, and he changed a partial robot rabbit into a full regular rabbit. A sentence so absurd, it likely damaged my internal processor.
Don't worry, it was never great. I took it from a refrigerator. Ultrasonic has altered his own body to better traverse difficult terrain. With all this in mind, he could theoretically be able to change the molecular makeup of others too. Just like this.
Ow.
But if changing molecules isn't crazy enough, we need to talk about something even crazier.
Chaos itself. Chaos magic is typically used for one of three things: increasing physical ability, providing lost knowledge, and granting wishes.
Like a freaking genie. Sonic's wish to reverse brainwashing, turn back time, revive the dead, and even rewrote all reality in his whole multiverse with a Kamehameha Chaos Beam. Okay, if he can literally just wish his problems away, you'd think he'd have way less trouble dealing with a fat ginger named after breakfast food.
Honestly, he rarely did, but Sonic's a glutton for adventure and action. So over the years, he and the good doctor formed an unhealthy codependent relationship.
Just like us. Life's not the same without his oval-shaped enemy to beat up on. So they're back at it every chance they get. Come on, guys, just get a room already.
But after being defeated so many times, both Eggman and Mogul independently came to the same conclusion. By collecting so many rings and emeralds over the years, Sonic has become a literal embodiment of chaos itself. As in, he's a variable that cannot be accounted for, a wrench in the cogs of reality. Without him even realizing it, fate bends to him.
You know you're a badass when the most powerful chaos wizard out there decides the only way to beat you is to just wait until you die of old age.
It's ridiculous, it's absurd, it's unexplainable.
It's Sonic the freaking Hedgehog.
Ooh, I like to hang, but I got a juice.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, let me tell you about a phone and provider that's as fast as these guys.
This episode is sponsored by Samsung and AT&T 5G.
Rooster Teeth is joining forces with Samsung and AT&T 5G to kick things off for our upcoming RTX at-home virtual event. Oh, and definitely be sure to check out the new Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G, powered by AT&T 5G.
AT&T 5G requires compatible plan and coverage, not in all areas.
Head over to att.com/Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G to learn how you can get the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 5G for free.
Or the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G for $299.99 for a limited time.
But right now, it's time for a death battle!
You really think you can outrun what? I'm the fastest man alive. Oh yeah, cherry flavored chump? I'm the fastest thing alive. Wanna bite? What's the matter? You too slow? Don't mess with the hog's dogs! Say, Uncle! Flash fact! I'm out of your league! Whoa! Thanks for the speed! Huh? A super emerald? I'll show you. Surprise! invincible when I'm like this. You've mastered speed, but I've mastered fate, and I wish you gone forever! Chaos Control! Linda, Jai, Iris, help me now! Huh?
So that happened.
Yeah, what happened exactly?
Well, this matchup was incredibly complex. Given their speeds were impossible to calculate, speed alone was, ironically, somewhat of a non-factor in comparison. Sonic in his base form didn't really stand a chance against Wally. Sure, he did seem to survive being launched 849,000 light years into an alien planet by a black hole imploding. However, considering he's been knocked out by far less, black holes are already imploding stars, and it seems some snow also inexplicably survived the trip. It's probably more likely the black hole acted as a sort of wormhole in its last moments and sent Sonic directly there. But if we assume Sonic was indeed blasted through space, a black hole's last moment usually results in an abrupt detonation equivalent to 5 trillion tons of TNT. Impressive, but the infinite mass punch could still deliver over 2 quadrillion times more power.
But Sonic's super forms were a different story. They had answers to almost all of Wally's skills. His chaos energy could replenish stolen speed, he was invincible, and he had freaking wish powers.
Personally, I was expecting the opposite result. Against almost anybody else, Archie's version of Sonic is practically unbeatable. But across a greater percentage of possible scenarios, Wally just happens to be the exception.
He had every counter he needed to. The speed steal wouldn't stop Super Sonic, but Wally still got that stolen speed for himself.
Super and Ultrasonic were essentially batteries of unlimited kinetic energy Wally could pull from. Even with their speeds being incalculable, this meant Wally could ensure he was faster. Plus, Wally performed a lot more of those incalculable speed feats than Sonic ever did, so he technically held an experience advantage in that field.
Chaos Wish Power would be an insta-win against basically anybody, but Chaos Magic uses physical energy. And guess what? Wally could phase through reality warping energy.
And jump through time or vibrate to a higher spatial dimension to avoid Sonic altogether. Even though he had no way to take down Sonic's super forms, Wally has proven capable of effortlessly moving and vibrating at top speeds for days on end.
So it wasn't too hard for him to just wait out the super forms and strike at the first good opportunity.
And when it came to Ultrasonic's ability to alter atomic structures, Wally possessed perfect control over his own individual molecules.
But hey, Sonic's the embodiment of chaos. Fate automatically bends to him or whatever.
Except Wally has broken fate a few times himself. The best example being when he ran to the end of reality and forced the concept of death itself to die.
Because Speed Force.
Simply put, Sonic's hypothesized nature as an anomaly in reality just wasn't enough protection against someone who could also break the rules of reality.
And remember, when Wally raced Barry, their speed almost tore apart the multiverse.
Both these characters understandably seem overpowered to an extreme fault, but it's important to remember that in their respective worlds, the story comes first. Sonic was impressive, improbable, inexplainable, but Wally had the power, the counters, and the speed he needed to pull ahead in this absolutely mind-bending battle. Oh, the drink is kicking in.
Whiz! I ran to Jupiter! I'm a god! A speed god!
Incredible. Tell me, what cosmic insight have you learned?
Just one thing. Well, Sonic didn't know it. The writing was on the wall, E.
The winner is the Flash.